everyone, and welcome back to Two Lucky Bitches. We want to talk trees today, and one of the trees that's not a tree that's on our property is the Joshuas.
I said like I've been reading for lunch.
Truth is, they're not trees at all. They're yuccas. They're part of the yucca species.
And she hasn't been drinking.
And I haven't been drinking. I had some yogurt earlier. That was about it.
The cool thing about, well, there's a lot of cool things about the Joshua tree. One of them is you're not supposed to. It's illegal to chop them down or get rid of them. And they also live for forever. What do we say, 500 years?
500 years, yeah. And the funny thing about their blossoms is there's a moth that I guess lays eggs in there. And because it's in there laying its eggs, it actually pollinates the Joshua blossoms.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's interesting too when I don't know how long we had been here, but we decided we had some wild dogs come on after our sheep, so it's another story. But so we decided to put a fence around our property, and so we hired a guy to do that, obviously. And the guy that was putting the fence, as he was doing it, there was like a little baby Joshua tree, like right where he wanted to do the fence. And he goes, legally I'm not supposed to kill that tree or do anything. So he's like, don't tell anybody. And he dug it up and they replanted it like 5 feet or a foot over and then continued with the fence.
Yeah, and to this day, I don't even know if that one lived. Do you know?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it probably didn't, because you really can't, you really can't move them much. Yeah. But in 2020, we had a fire out here, and it took out some of our Joshuas that were still on our property, but yet outside our fence line.
Yeah.
And luckily, they had babies growing up around them. So even though the parent has died, unfortunately, the babies are still growing, and including on the inside of the fence. Some of the Joshuas on the inside also did burn. But yeah, we in trying to clean up some of them, and some of them have actually fallen over as well. You can see the fibers, and that's why it's not a tree. It's a completely different fibrous situation.
Yeah, because there's no rings.
Yeah,
it's just fiber.
Yeah, and if you're hearing tippy tappies, that's our dogs. It's just standard operating procedure around here.
Yeah. So I'm glad that we have some of those Joshua trees actually on our property, because I think it's cool. It's just part of the desert. It's another cool thing. The other thing that we wanted to talk to you a little bit about is as you probably already know, we have pine trees, if you watched any of those, because we talk about the hawk in the pine tree. Every year around Christmas, Teresa and I have this debate on our Christmas tree. She thinks we should get an artificial tree, be easier, cheaper, and we're not killing trees. I want a real tree, because the smell of pine in your house from Christmas just makes it Christmas. But I am concerned about the killing trees. She graciously lets me have my way every year, so we get a real tree. But this year, we were smarter. We actually got a pine tree in a pot. So it's a live pine tree, and it's almost as tall as I am. It's tall. And so we had it in the house 3 or 4 weeks, whatever, around Christmas, decorated and all that good stuff. And then we put it outside. It's been outside, just kind of acclimating to the weather. It's been snowed on, rained on, and all of that. Well, I'm excited to say this past week, we actually planted our little pine tree.
Yes, we did.
Which is, it's a win-win, because, so we get the live tree for Christmas. And we don't really water all the trees around here. That's why we're always excited when it rains or snows, because then the trees get a good drink of water. So we've lost trees over the years, some from the drought, some from the fire. So I'm excited that we actually planted a new pine tree in our little mini forest. So it looks so cute out there. Every time I walk outside, it makes me smile, because you have these giant pine trees and then there's this little tree. But every year, if we plant a new tree, then we're going to have, and it just creates more habitat for the birds. You know how much we love that. So I'm excited that we planted our tree.
Yeah, and you can already tell when we had the tree out there before we actually planted it, the little birds were getting inside and perching on the lower limbs, where there wasn't any pine needles. And I think we only had it really a couple of weeks in the house because we kind of got it late and we got a bargain. It was $100, $99 at Lowe's. So it's not a plug for Lowe's. I'm just saying that's where we happened to get it. But as she said, yeah, it watered itself out there with the winter. I mean, it didn't water itself, but you know what I mean? It was, nature did it for us. But where we put it is right next door to a tree that we lost this year.
Yeah.
So, you know, win-win, I guess. You lose some, you win some, but in the end, you really win when the thing grows up. And we hope to be here long enough to see it get big. So
Yeah.
that's totally what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for trees and,
Yep.
you know, the weather we've had. It's been actually cool. I was telling her this morning, I said, you know, it's funny. It's such strange weather that we've been having. You know, it's been cold and windy and cloudy. Even on days the app doesn't say it's going to happen, and I'm like, wait until the heat comes. We're gonna rue the day that we said anything about this unseasonably weather.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I went out and just so they were all fresh photos, I took photos for y'all, and I'm gonna insert them as I always have in the video, and some will come before I spoke just now and some will come after, but they're so great. I just love Joshua blossoms. I love them. I wish they smelled like what they look like,
They're so unique.
to me they look like gardenias or something.
They do.
But they don't smell like much of anything that I'm aware of. I never stuck my nose in one, but when you get around a gardenia, you know it, you know.
Yeah. They're so unique. You'll see in the pictures. I don't know. It's just the Joshua trees are interesting to me.
Yeah, and we're on the western end of the Mojave, so really it doesn't go any further west than us. And I think it goes as far east as, of course, you have your Joshua Tree National Park, and you have, I guess it's the western end of Colorado has them as well.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So you told me
And
that too.
yeah, so, you know, they grow only about a half to a third of an inch to possibly up to 2-3 inches a year. So if you see one that is massive, you
That's
can
gonna be old.
rest assured it is an old soul. And unfortunately, people have, I was reading this thing about people taking out like 36 of their plant of Joshua's on a property, and they got fined $18,000.
Wow.
$18,000 for their stupidity, plus ruining, you know, habitat. I don't know why anybody would do that. They're so great to have out there.
Yeah.
Just love them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's the time of year when you get to see the blossoms, and so we are grateful for that. We're gonna throw in a bunch of pics, and
I do want to give a quick little update on the hawks, because you know we keep talking about Mama Hawk up there. I think there's a baby up there. I'm hearing some chirping or something that's a little unique. We won't be able to see until the baby gets big enough to actually stand on the nest, and then we can probably see it. But I'm thinking there's something up there. So we're getting close.
yeah, we are getting close. You can hear some weird little sounds that aren't normal to the rest of the birds around here. And you know, we haven't had, because of the weather's been so odd. I'm just surmising that's the reason why we haven't had more of the migrational colorful birds come yet.
Yeah, I think
But
it's
we're
been
looking
getting
forward
warm.
to sharing that with y'all.
Yeah, when it gets warm, I think we'll see more and more birds. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are those little black ones called again?
The Brewer's blackbirds.
Brewer's blackbirds. We have a huge flock out there. It's got to be like 30 birds, and they're only here this time of year.
And they just keep coming. They just keep coming. It's like, and they never were really what I would consider to be real big seed eaters, but now they're
all over.
I mean, they're big enough to flock. And if you stand by for 1 second, let me grab something off the table here. Hey everybody, check it out. Our really, really good friend Dawn sent this to us. And this she's just such a wonderful friend. And because of our whole pizza stuff that we do out here and Teresa's Pizzas, you know, she got this for us. So
Lucky Bitches Pizzeria.
To you,
Thank
Dawn.
you, Dawn.
We love you. Thank
She
you
got us
so
a couple
much.
other things too. And,
Yeah, she did.
I already used the tool that you sent Dawn as well.
Yeah, a pizza tool.
Yeah. use the pizza tool.
So thank you, Dawn. We appreciate it, and as always, and we love you.
Yeah, definitely. Also, shout out to Destiny, because I heard she tried. We talked about the Trinity. Okay, what is it again? Pine nuts,
Capers and
capers,
sun-dried
and
tomatoes.
sun-dried tomatoes.
Yeah.
Destiny tried it on pasta, and it was good.
Yeah, she did it on a pasta,
Mm-hmm.
and I just did it. Actually,
pizza. We
yeah,
just had pizza again.
this past Sunday we had pizza, and it was such a blustery day outside.
Mm-hmm.
We went ahead and did it inside in the oven, but man,
So good.
that Trinity was
Yeah.
good.
I think you've even put it on a bagel before with cream cheese.
Oh yes,
With
oh
cream
yes,
cheese.
oh
It goes
yes.
on anything.
Yeah. What? Here's a good one. A recipe for a bagel topping. Schmear. You get yourself some Philadelphia cream cheese or the like, and you get it out in a separate bowl, and as much as you think you're going to need, and then you sprinkle in those three ingredients to taste. You know, if you want a lot, put a lot. If you want a little, put a little. I put a little garlic powder in there. Mix it all up. Toast the bagel, and then
So
Mm. So good. It's ridiculous, and you will not be sorry. So there you go. And if you guys do make anything with the Trinity, please write us back.
Yeah,
We want to know about it.
For sure. All right.
What am I hearing? It's your stomach? Are you hungry? I thought it was outside. I'm sorry. I couldn't tell, you know, me and my hearing.
It's so funny.
Well, anyway, thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming along with us on another episode of
Two
Lucky Bitches, because we sure are, and we're so thankful to have you along with us, and we'll see you again next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Peace.